Another day, another huge amount of Mortal Kombat 1 news. So if you love staying up to date on Mortal Kombat, then please smash that subscribe button down below and also leave a like after if you enjoyed the video. It looks like Mortal Kombat 1 will have brand new characters, but only in certain game modes. And then on top of that, sadly, some fan favorite characters have been deconfirmed, and there's also a bunch of Mortal Kombat 2 movie news to talk about. So without any further ado, let's hop right into it. And I think it's best we start off with the bad news and just rip the band-aid off right away. When Mortal Kombat 11 finally showed gameplay, everybody was extremely excited to see that Skarlet had returned, myself included. Skarlet's return was honestly way overdue, and it was time to see what the developers could truly do with a character that controls blood when she attacks. In Mortal Kombat 9, she was mostly just a ninja in a skimpy bikini, not too much blood manipulation. But then in Mortal Kombat 11, her abilities were fully realized. Almost every single attack she did utilized blood, and it was super cool. And fun fact, Skarlet's voice actor actually won an award for her portrayal of Skarlet in Mortal Kombat 11, so yeah, everybody loved this character from the fans to the critics. And as a result, many fans had their fingers crossed that Skarlet would return for Mortal Kombat 1, but unfortunately, that's not the case. If we hop on Twitter, then we can see the voice actress say that she's going to miss Skarlet too. Or in other words, she's not going to be voicing the character in Mortal Kombat 1, which pretty much deconfirms Skarlet for the game. Although I know some people watching might be a bit skeptical and say, well, maybe somebody else is just voicing her character this time around. And while that is technically possible and you should not give up all hope, just keep in mind that this same voice actress literally won an award for voicing Skarlet, so I really doubt the NetherRealm would let her go and replace her with a different voice actress. The sad truth is, if she's not back to voice act for Mortal Kombat 11, then chances are Skarlet is also deconfirmed. Which is very sad, but it's the unfortunate reality of fighting games. In order to add different characters, other characters have to be left out. And the silver lining is that Skarlet has now left the door open for a different fan favorite character to return. Fingers crossed for Serena, Li Mei, Natara, all those bad girls. Oh, in fact, could you imagine how amazing it would be if the Skarlet voice actress voiced Natara instead? Because I think she would be perfect. And you know what, just for fun, let's talk about which other characters are very likely deconfirmed for Mortal Kombat 1. I would wager money that pretty much every new character from Mortal Kombat X onward is not going to return. So characters like D'Vorah, Aaron Black, the Combat Kids, you get what I'm saying, and none of them are going to be on the base roster. Maybe there's some hope for DLC. And then of course there's also a chance they could return as a cameo fighter, but as a fully playable character on the base roster, I don't think any new NetherRealm character is likely to return. And the main reason I say that is because Ed Boon has gone on record that this game is going to be a big homage to the classic characters and also a bunch of the 3D era characters as well. And as a result, there's not going to be much room left. In fact, I would not be surprised if Mortal Kombat 1 does not have a single new character. However, speaking of new characters, let's talk about story mode, because apparently in certain interviews, Ed Boon said that story mode will have exclusive characters. In other words, if you want to play this character, you have to go into campaign. They're not playable online or in other game modes, which is super interesting. And to clarify, he may have been speaking about cameo characters here. So in other words, there are cameo characters that are only playable in campaign. Yeah, by the way, story mode is now campaign. It's just named slightly differently. I'm not sure if that has any meaning whatsoever, but just know that campaign is story mode. And this new campaign mode for Mortal Kombat 1 is going to have exclusive characters that are only playable in that mode. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. How do you feel about this? For me personally, I have mixed feelings. On the one hand, it's cool that you're rewarded for playing a different mode and have access to new characters. It's certainly a good incentive to play that mode, right? If you want to use this character, you better play campaign. I get the idea behind that. However, at the same time, I'm still a bit burned from Mortal Kombat X and Mortal Kombat 11, where I could fight characters like Cyrax and Sector, but never play as them. And then in Mortal Kombat X, I could fight Rain and Baraka, but I could never play as them. I'm still a bit salty about that. So once again, my emotions on this news are very mixed, which is why I must know your thoughts in the comments down below. How do you feel about this? And also, who do you think this exclusive character is gonna be? Will it be Shujinko? Is he going to return in a Conquest Mode? That would be really cool, because keep in mind, Conquest Mode is the only extra game mode that Ed Boon has not deconfirmed. He deconfirmed Chess Combat and Motor Combat. Sadly, I love those modes, but they're not coming back, at least not on the initial game's release. However, Ed Boon did never deconfirm Conquest Mode, which means it may return, or at least a mode very similar to it, and that has me very excited. And honestly, having cameo characters in story mode is really interesting to me, because from what I heard initially, you can use whatever cameo character you want to, and that's because canonically the cameo characters aren't actually in that scene, right? So if you're playing Johnny Cage fighting Kenshi, there's actually no cameo characters there, but you can still use them during gameplay. And when I first heard that, it made perfect sense because you need the cameo fighters in this game, otherwise it's a much more shallow experience. Don't get me wrong, it's still very fun. If you play a character, you can still do full combos and crazy damage by yourself, but the cameo characters make it so much better and open up so many more combo routes. And that's why in story mode, it's very important to have access to whichever cameo fighter you want so you can have the best experience. But then recently, I heard the opposite. According to some people online, you actually have to use certain cameo characters, and I'm not sure if that means they fit within the scene or if you have a select number of cameos that you're forced to pick between, like maybe there's 5 characters and you can pick between them, or maybe you have to unlock new cameo characters as you play through the campaign. I have no idea, but all I know now is I'm very confused. The only information on this topic that has me a little bit excited is the exclusive cameo characters, as in story mode has brand new cameo fighters that can only be used in that mode. I'm a bit curious about that personally. I always love new content, but that's just me. I guess I'm saying I'm warming up to the idea of having exclusive cameo characters. However, when it comes to fully playable characters, I'm not sure if they should be restricted to story mode, at least not forever. They better be available in a free DLC later on, is what I'm saying. And for our third topic, let's talk about the Krypt. Everyone loves the Krypt, right? You walk around, you unlock stuff, sometimes you fight enemies or dodge traps. It's a very interesting game mode, which is why many Mortal Kombat fans were shocked to learn that it's not going to return for Mortal Kombat 1. That's right, Mortal Kombat 1 does not have a Krypt mode. However, that being said, Ed Boon has assured us that the way you unlock stuff in the game is still going to be very fun and interesting, which is certainly good news to hear. But for me personally, I think I'm always going to miss the Krypt. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, because now I'm very curious how we're going to unlock stuff in Mortal Kombat 1. My money is on a Conquest style mode. You walk around, unlock chests, maybe you do missions for certain characters to unlock the character, or maybe unlock a skin for that character. That's what I'm thinking it's gonna be like. But of course, that's all speculation. Even though I've had early hands-on with the game and I do know some insider information, I know nothing about this new Krypt mode, so I'm in the dark just like everybody else watching this video. Next up, let's talk about customization, because this topic came up a lot on the Soul stream, which I was lucky enough to be invited on. Many people were wondering if customization is back for Mortal Kombat 1, and so far the answer appears to be no, which honestly I think could be a good thing, because even though for some characters the customization was very cool and you could actually see what you were changing, for many characters it was the exact opposite. If you were playing Jackie, you could customize her grenade, and guess what? Nobody could see the grenade. Or if you were playing Skarlet, you could customize her blood vial. Guess what? The blood vial is so small that you can't see it during actual gameplay, which is a shame because at the end of the day, these custom items looked really good when zoomed in on and looked at up close, but during actual gameplay, it didn't really matter when you customized them. And as a result, I'm not going to miss the custom gear very much. And then on top of that, if the developers aren't wasting time on gear pieces, then that means we as the player get access to way more costumes. Because think about it, those people need to be working on something. They're paid a salary and they're on the clock, so NetherRealm is going to make them work on costumes, I imagine, which is really cool. More costumes for everybody is always a good thing. And now for our final topic, let's talk about the Mortal Kombat 2 movie, because there's some interesting stuff that had me really excited. For starters, here's the cast. I'm going to put this on screen courtesy of the Soul stream. Here's everybody that we know of in Mortal Kombat 2. And a lot of these casting choices are very interesting. One of the main characters from The Boys is playing Johnny Cage, which is crazy, and then the guy playing Shao Kahn is absolutely massive. He's easily twice as big as a regular person, which of course is perfect for Shao Kahn. Some people are worried, can he act? But others have pointed out that Shao Kahn doesn't talk that much, so at the end of the day, as long as he's big and imposing and can kind of act to a decent extent, he should be perfect for the role. But do you know what news has me the most excited for Mortal Kombat 2? Some actors who were killed in the first movie are still coming back to reprise their role in this movie. And the two actors that had me the most excited are the Kung Lao actor and the Kano actor. That's right, my two favorite characters from the first film who died are back in the sequel. And this has me very excited. Please don't let them be revenants. Don't make them undead zombie people. Let them come back fully resurrected as their own characters from the first movie. Kung Lao was done so dirty. He did some cool stuff too, but I'm tired of Kung Lao dying in every single movie, so him coming back is a good thing, because there's no way they're gonna kill him off in 2 movies back to back, right? Fingers crossed. And then of course, Kano coming back is phenomenal because he carried the entire first movie. Pretty much everybody agrees that Kano is the best actor in the first film, and that's why having him return was a very good decision. If you have a best character from the first film that everybody loves, you better bring them back. It doesn't matter if they're dead. But once again, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. How do you feel about the casting for Mortal Kombat 2, and are you also excited that Kano and Kung Lao are coming back? If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like down below. It really does help my channel out a ton, and then finish that combo by subscribing and ringing that bell. That way you never miss any future videos. Make sure to come back next time, and as always, stay underdogs.